Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Mom and Son podcast. This is Anton Falso the Son, and yes, no FQ Mom for today and next week because it's actually Mama's 2 week hiatus. So she's taking a break from all work because she's taking time for herself and she's really focusing on completing her book. So to everybody that's listening, hope you can pray for her, maybe send her a message. Although she most likely she won't reply to it because she isn't even using my social media and stuff like that. So it's just gonna be me for this week and next week. And for our episode today, I'm actually interviewing two of my bosses. They're the founders and the creators of 808 Studio PH. So you guys have probably heard me talk about this a couple of times already. It's the first dance fitness boutique studio in the Philippines, and I'm a dance fitness instructor for them. And I just wanted to get them on. I've always been wanting to get them on the podcast for a while. I wanted to talk about 808, and what's very interesting about their situation today is how they're adjusting to this pandemic, and we're going to talk about that. I want to know because even if I'm an instructor, I don't really know what has been going on behind the scenes, and I'm curious about that to see how they manage to adjust and what steps do they take. And I'm sure you guys can apply these lessons in things outside of business. So without further ado, here is my interview with Dot and Pia.
Hi guys, this is Pia. It's our very first podcast guesting ever. So thank you, Anton.
Thank you also. Dot.
This is how much we love Anton. This is Dot. This is Dot. I'm excited to be here with you, Anton.
For all the listeners,
yeah.
so you can differentiate whose voice, diba? Who's answering which. Okay, so before we jump into it and talk about 808 Studio and the business and everything, I just want to know like a quick background. It sounds I know it sounds like a security thing, like a background check. Okay, Pia, could you just share with everybody background? Your experience with work. I know that you went to NYU. Could you just share with us about that?
I actually spent most of my 20s in media. So I actually went to California, Santa Clara University for communications. And I worked in LA. I started my career in NBC there. And then when I went back to Manila, I first worked in film and then TV, then more digital ads. And that's when I decided to go to NYU for my master's degree in marketing. So the actual plan was I wanted to put up something on my own. And that's why I wanted to go to NYU. But then I think New York just like made me learn different things that led me to a complete different path right now.
Is it true that when you go to New York, you really get a different perspective? Because I was there last year. This is where Pia and I actually first met in person.
Yeah.
Was in New York. I was there for 2 weeks, and when I came home, I was like, I said no joke. I was like, I want to study New York. Like,
Yeah.
if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. Like, I really
Sure.
ate into that consumeristic idea.
Yeah.
Is it really like how is it for you?
I think because for the past 10 years or almost 10 years, because I studied communications, I was always set because I studied this, then this is the only thing I can do. But then I think New York really opened me up to so many different things, like so many different industries, so many different entrepreneurs that I got really inspired by. Like I went to so many talks by like different brands and different companies. So it really like blows your mind talaga with so many opportunities that are available for people now.
Just my personal opinion to everybody that's listening, and I used to have that notion now when there are people who came from New York. Let's say they studied there for a year. Then when they come back to the Philippines, parang sobrang New York. And for me, parang wow, ang yaba, parang daming alam. But it's true. Kasi marami talaga silang alam. The fact that they were in that new culture and New York is so different talaga, and well, very interesting. How about Dot naman? Did you have like a similar background, or what was your school experience that started there? School tapos work.
School experience. I graduated in Ateneo. Are you from Ateneo, Anton?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Ateneo, and then I took a STEM in National University of Singapore.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was for economics. And then I went to Shanghai to study fashion retail as
as in
everywhere.
China?
Yeah.
What? Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
studied fashion retail because I was supposed to handle parang retail garments brands. of the family.
Oh.
Okay, so I tried that I actually worked for the family business for like 1.5 years, 2 years.
Is this
And I
after
quickly,
graduating
yeah, after
or?
graduating,
Oh, okay.
after studying in Shanghai. So,
Wait, sorry. So
um,
Ateneo in the Philippines and then
yeah.
Singapore. How long were you in
Yeah.
Singapore? How many years was that?
Short lang, mga 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah,
And
just around
then
6 months.
Shanghai for.
Also around 6 months.
Okay. So medyo quick lang
Yeah, medyo
naman.
quick
Hindi.
lang naman. Medyo quick.
Are
Yeah.
these like ano, yung parang you just take a few courses?
Yeah, just take like, yeah, a course or two.
Oh.
Yeah. So what I studied in Shanghai was yun na nga, fashion retail management. So I was supposed to handle like garment brands here in the country. So I did that. I tried that for 2 years, and then I quickly realized that really wasn't for me. Yeah. Parang I want to be a consumer of that industry. Na parang I enjoy shopping for clothes and like,
Yeah.
but not a creator in that
The other
industry.
side.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. That's
there.
interesting.
Yeah, I know. So now like I manage this company with my brother. So we import and distribute like meat and
Oh,
seafood products.
okay.
Yeah.
So that explains. That explains. At first, when I would see your stories, what's the name again of the
It's called Premier Food Choice.
Premier Food Choice? It's
Yes.
either when I see shares from now I know from Pia and Dot, when you look at their Instagram and they share stuff, it's either at first I thought, oh, they're really fans of this meat. Like for Dot, like wow, she must love meat. And then for
She
Pia,
just loves
you,
steak.
yeah, you must
He
love
loves
flowers. Because Pia, you always post flowers and then parang after a while, I realized,
Yeah.
parang no one naman is this passionate.
Forget about
Just,
flowers.
like I love meat and I love flowers. But, okay, I'll probably share
Yeah.
once in a while. Okay, so that's it.
That's
So
it.
you had the you're supposed to go fashion and then now you're doing the meat thing with your brother.
Yeah. So we've been at it for 6 years now. Yeah. So that's what I've been really busy on.
You had very different backgrounds, and then I know that both of you have family businesses also. Are these in the same, as in, is for Dot, is it also fashion and meat, and then for Pia, is it connected to communications also, like what you studied?
No, it's so different. So our family is in the life insurance business actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so different, nga. It's
Super
everywhere.
So when I was actually working in media, I would work for my dad at the same time. So because I was a freelancer, like I was a freelance producer. So basically, I would accept projects, but also work for the family business at the same time.
Okay,
Super
okay.
different industry, super interesting.
Yeah. And for Dot,
Yeah. Fitness and meat. Very, very different
your
industries.
family business is the meat.
No,
Or
it's
there's another.
it's my brother's business.
Okay.
And mine. So
And then your parents have another family business. In
garments.
what
Yeah.
industry?
Clothing.
Okay. There.
Yeah,
Wow.
so there.
And so you come from, just to set the table, you guys come from really, really different, like, there's fashion, which is so different to meat, diba? And media. And then now you guys put up, I would say recently put up 808 Studio, which is the first dance fitness boutique studio in the Philippines. I have practiced that and said it a lot of times.
Good job.
FYI. Could you share with us how that whole idea came about? Like, were you guys pala friends before pa, or only with 808?
Well, because my relationship with Dot didn't start as being business partners. Basically, we met through a leadership program we joined a few years ago, and we instantly clicked. What do you say?
Click.
Click.
Yeah.
We became really close friends, and then we would travel everywhere. And then basically, because we got along so well, we started just like Dot, like we started working out together. So basically, the two of us aren't even like, we wouldn't work out like all the time. But then we fell in love with boutique studios, and that's how we got into the conversation of maybe putting up something together.
That was the first, like, you guys didn't have, it's not like when you were studying, you were parang really into the whole fitness thing na talaga. It was really through the fitness boutique studios, which is, I would say, like a new breed kasi of I would imagine like our parents' time, like fitness for them is like you go outside and you run, diba? Or you do some weights. So can you talk about that pa more? Like how that quote unquote love or passion for fitness started?
Yeah.
Well, go back.
Yeah.
Go, Dot. Go.
For me, I lead like my days are usually super packed during the daytime. So I call it therapy nga. My only therapy would be when I go to boutique studios and I get to have time for me only. So parang that was my quote unquote meditation. That was my therapy. So it's not just physical for me. Like when I like after good workout, it's more mental and emotional. Na parang after good workout, it's like, oh, I can do anything pala. Like throw anything my way, I can do it, you know. Yeah, so that's where and on top of that, like you get to see by your friends because there's a community, right, in boutique studios. So you get to see your friends. So parang it's all in one. Like you get to work out, you
Yeah.
get to see your friends, you get to enjoy like
And to go back to the question of why 808, because personally, since I was young, I've super duper loved dancing. Like it's really my first love, but I'm not like a professional dancer. Like
You never
far from
joined a
it.
team.
No, like I would dance a lot in school. Like I was part of like Ika cheer dance, like that kind of thing. I super loved it, but I felt like I didn't have a place here to go whenever I just wanted to dance without any pressure. But then when I was living in the States, like whether it be California or New York, I would always find dance studios that were super welcoming, that I would be so obsessed with. Like I would go almost every day. So in terms of the boutique fitness industry here, I felt like that was really missing because I really wanted a dance community, a dance fitness community that had that vibe, that
Yeah.
super welcoming community vibe.
That whole thing, that the providing the avenue, and I just want to stress this point because it's something that it's been one of my mottos. Like when it comes to dancing, like you dance, Mia, I dance because it's fun, and to be
Exactly.
able to teach other people that or give them that avenue to discover it for themselves, because you can't force it. You can't just be like,
yeah,
okay, you're supposed to dance.
yeah.
This is how you're supposed to do it. So why dance specifically? Because there are a lot of we know that there are a lot of fitness how do I fitness
Studios.
categories, yeah, fitness
Yeah.
studios, but then they're different they're different like activities. There are so many popping up everywhere. So what made you really, buckle down on dance talaga, and this is what we're gonna do?
Well, because first of all, we're really super passionate about dancing. Like it's just really, really, really fun, and we felt that there was something missing in the market because it was either I personally felt like as someone who wanted to attend something like an 808 class, there wasn't anything. It was either like a dance studio that catered more to like really professional dancers,
Mm-hmm.
and those were too intimidating for me, or I felt like other gyms were offering dance fitness classes, but it didn't really provide that full experience in terms of the music, the choreography, the instructor. There was just something missing. And it's always just like an extra thing. Like parang
Yeah.
there's a gym with an extra dance class on the side. It was never like there's no like dance focused studio.
Hindi siya yung bida. It wasn't like the
Yeah.
main event.
And like you said, like Filipinos love dancing. So I was like, there must be like a need for a studio like this.
I also would teach dance fitness in another studio, and no offense to them, like it's not like I'm not taking away anything from them, but then their main thing is we're a gym, seriously, and syempre that does fitness, and we happen to have classes on the side. But then this one with 808, it's really we are a dance fitness studio. Like you come here to dance and to get really tired and sweaty. And I wanna ask about the DJs naman, because usually in these classes that I just mentioned, there's a mix prepared, or it's just an instructor who comes in, plugs his or her music, and then that's how the class goes. Why did you guys think of a DJ? And tell us about that, the whole DJ thing.
Well, in terms of why we decided on having DJs for our classes, we really want 808 to be a party for everyone, like a really fun party that you feel like you want to go with your friends. It's a night out or it's a day out with your friends. That's really super fun. But also because we feel like in a normal fitness class, everything is focused around the instructor. So basically, the instructor tells everyone what to do, like follow this, follow these steps. But then with adding that DJ aspect, it's a super collaborative, as you know, Anton, right? You
Yeah.
super have to collaborate with the DJ. And I think that provides the more community feel of 808.
Because you're parang all going through it na, okay. Well, I
You know,
I only got that now. Okay, sorry, go on.
Because even I'm sure on your end as an instructor, right? Like if you don't communicate well with your DJ, like everything falls apart. Like you really have to be in tune with them.
Yeah, it's a partnership. And
It's a partnership.
I really in this na nagulat din ako As I can't believe I just realized it now that adds to the whole community aspect kasi if the DJ, I mean the instructors, like we know naman pretty much like how the class, we know magamang how the class goes, like what type of music is gonna be played, but we don't know specifically what song is gonna play, when it's gonna play. So I think that sort of discovery, like we're all finding out what is gonna be played next. Para siya talagang party na inaabangan niyo kung ano yung next song ng DJ.
And it adds also to it adds to the energy of the class, no? Para hindi siya, it's not all, it doesn't get stagnant that easily, no? As compared to other, let's say when it's always the instructor lang, there's always this, with the DJ, there's always this other energy coming in. When it's low, okay, kaya kong itaas yung energy.
And I love how when we did our community classes, when some of the DJs, like towards the end of class, would go in front of the studio and just start dancing with the instructor. So it's just super fun to have like two people there to really amp the energy.
Yeah. It's really clear naman how where 808 came from, the inspiration behind it. But then, you know, the reality is that there are a lot of great ideas, and you know, the idea is really great. There's really a market for it. But then I'm sure you guys still had some doubts and fears. What was like the biggest challenge for you guys to, you know, commit to this? Because it's not just gonna take a lot of money, it's also gonna take a lot of time. Like there's the risk, like even if it's a great idea and there's a market, there is always that risk na it might not fly or anything. So what is the biggest challenge you guys had to face?
I feel like in terms of the biggest challenge, because Dot and I really, really believe in the concept. Like from the very beginning, I don't think that was a question. But obviously, for anyone who starts a business, you always think, am I the only one in love with this? Like, how is the public going to react? I feel like that was the biggest fear. I feel like I'm sure a lot of people go through this as well. But that was, I think, but once we committed to 808 and what it stood for, and also the kind of team we wanted, there was no going back from there. Kasi.
That's true.
Because even with the instructors and DJs we wanted, we were very, very specific about that. From the very,
I think one of my parang tipping points also was I couldn't not do it. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I couldn't not do it. Na parang, should I do this? Should I risk it? Pero I can't, like, the moment I say to myself, oh, maybe not, because I know that it's coming lang from fear. And it's not coming from, because we want to inspire more people to move, because we want to inspire, you know, a generation to dance more, or like,
Was it one of those things that, you know, those times that there's something you want to do, but you're kind of shy or nervous to do it, but you know that if you don't do it, you're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna be, there are times, was it something like that?
Yeah.
Even for me, because living in New York was one of my biggest dreams as well, like studying there and working there. And I was actually supposed to be there until 2020. But because of 808, I had to decide 808 or stay in New York longer.
So 808 can't wait.
808 can't wait. I was like, Dot, I'm going to choose 808. Like, I can't imagine not doing it. So, yeah. I think that was the turning point too, though. Like, choosing 808 over New York, I was like, I love 808 too much to say goodbye to it.
Yeah, wait, but New York is such a big thing. It's not just like, am I gonna, you know, what shoes am I gonna wear today? It's not a small decision like that. Grabe, okay. I knew that. Well, that's weird. I knew that, but then oh nga, no. Like that was a huge.
It was a big deal.
It was a huge
on my end, yeah.
Okay, now fast forward. So you set it up na. It was constructed in Podium. We had training for a couple of months. There's auditions for the instruction DJs. Boom, COVID-19. What were your first reactions when this thing happened?
It was a series of highs and lows, right, Dot? It wasn't like one day it happened. It was kind of a slow process, right?
That week, I think, the week that we were supposed to open, I think the anxiousness was building among, well, I guess among the two of us, no? We were like, oh, will we open pa with this news, with this COVID thing? And then what happened?
The crazy thing about it was the week before that, it was like the peak of, like, we were super happy because we had our community class. It was
Community
fantastic.
classes.
So many people. So this was literally like community classes, super successful. And then the next week we were like, wait, what's gonna happen to 808?
Oh, man.
It was super like a mix of emotions talaga.
I can't believe those are, that week, like the community classes was actually, it's probably the last time I went to a mall. Basta, those are one of the last, like, kasi what I would do, kasi I'm just by myself, and then, when you want to kind of relive what it's like to be with people, you're going to go through your camera roll. So it's all like house, like, pictures of food at home, the sky, all of those, and then bigla
Making
community
cookies, ano?
classes. Cookies, yes. Thank you.
Sunset.
And then, sunset. Tapos,
Sunset.
808. That's it. That was one of my last.
Aw.
That was one of my last memories of the world before the
That's
COVID
true.
era.
I think for all of us in the
For
team.
all of us.
For all of us in the
Yeah.
team.
We were in podium so much, and then bam.
Yeah, so I feel like the crash was even harder kasi parang you're so excited and then boom, COVID. When did you guys know that it was legit? That it wasn't just some other parang, okay, it's gonna be closed for a week or two, tops a month. Like, when did you guys, like, did you guys have a sit down or maybe virtual talk, and then were you guys like, okay, you know what? This is gonna be pretty long. We're gonna have to do something about it.
I think even the point, Dot, of like because we actually closed the day of our soft opening. So we postponed the soft opening the day of. I think even that decision, we weren't exactly 100% sure of because none of the studios had closed at that point. So
Yeah.
all the other fitness studios still had classes planned the next 3 days. So as a new studio, we were like, wait, like, is this even the right decision? But we knew because for us, when Dot and I talked, it was really, safety is priority.
Yeah.
Safety and health of the whole team. And we really felt like, naman 808, right? It's like a celebration, right? It's a party.
Yeah.
We couldn't really imagine doing it that day.
Yeah.
Like it felt really heavy.
Yeah.
Gabo to celebrate tapos
Yeah.
you
I
know
remember
everyone's
that day. Yeah.
scared.
Yeah,
Could you share with us the story of
That day? What happened that day?
of the day? Which day was this? Sorry.
It was a Thursday. I clearly
Thursday,
it was a Thursday.
It was a
I think
Thursday.
3 classes scheduled for that day. So we should have it was Cam, Nico, and then Donna.
Donna, I think I was
remember.
planning on, I had work pa then I'm thinking, baka makaabot ako to like, but kahit like support or stay outside
Yeah.
during Donna's class. So
Oo.
were you what was it? What was the time? Where were you and
it was
when
about-
you guys talked?
Wow, history.
It's about
talaga.
3 a.m.
I was in my office, and I remember I was getting so anxious na talaga. I was like, are we opening this? Are we risking everybody's like health for this? Like, am I even in the mood of like celebrating with everyone? And then I think we talked, no, Pia. We talked. I called you, and then we were hearing the stories na parang the malls are planning to close early, and then the government is planning na yata to do a quarantine, and we were like,
Quarantine.
you know what? Let's not risk it anymore. There's no point risking everyone's health. So let's call it off. But obviously, it was a very, very hard decision because you were really excited for that night. Yeah.
Were you gonna add something, Pia?
Well, I was just reflecting on what happened actually. I was like reflecting back to that time and what happened. It was a slow thing kasi it was like a process. Because that was March, right? It was Women's Month.
Oh yeah.
Right?
We were
So,
supposed
like-
to have events for that month.
Yeah. So actually, 808 was supposed to have. We were supposed to have our first rooftop event that
yeah.
month
Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
with
where?
Podium in Podium.
Podium.
There's
So
a rooftop and podium?
Yeah. There's an
Oh.
outdoor, there's an outdoor space there that we were planning. So we were meeting with Podium that week, actually 2 days before our soft opening.
What? Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so super, super crazy that week talaga. But then, yeah, it really didn't feel like we didn't feel like celebrating at that time, given what was happening. So it was the right call.
Yeah.
It was really the right
We
call.
knew it was the right call because the next day everybody started closing, diba?
Ooh,
So we
trendsetter.
knew, you know.
So it was really mutual. Like there was not one of you was kind of like, wait a minute, like I get it, but maybe was there any moment na parang maybe there's a 1% mo na maybe kaya pa naman or anything?
I think that did happen days before, right, Dot? Like we couldn't really decide.
Yeah.
But then that day, when Dot and I had a phone call, and that was to decide that talaga yes or no, and we agreed naman. So
Okay, well I think it's clear naman then and that you guys made that's a really impossibly hard decision, but then it's clear naman your principles like safety first. We know naman there are gonna be sacrifices and there are gonna be losses, but then what really matters naman, diba? Okay, so
yeah,
after that decision was made, we had a few weeks na it was like, okay, wala muna.
Yeah.
And I as an instructor also, I really appreciated that because you can't just like business is what and work is what people I would say spend most of their lives doing, but like at the end of the day that's not the number one priority. Like you have to take care of the health, diba?
Yeah.
The mental, the physical. Everybody was really like, what is happening, what's gonna happen? So there was some time before you guys kind of decided, let's try something new. So when did you make that decision, and why did you wait it out a bit?
well, I think for the first few weeks, everyone was feeling a lot of emotions, and we wanted people to just settle in with what was happening. And that's why we had a lot of Zoom meetings to check in with everyone.
Yeah.
We had all those game nights with the whole team. Like we wanted to just make sure everyone was okay
Okay.
without the work aspect of
Mm-hmm.
it. And during that time, and on the other hand, because we didn't know how long this was gonna be, I personally thought we would still open in studio at that time.
Me also. I was also
Right?
hopeful that was gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Like I was thinking maybe like diba Dot, like we were talking about an opening in May or June,
Yeah, I know.
something like
And
that
it's
in
June
studio.
na pala, no?
Yeah.
And
But then
3 months. Yeah.
we wanted people to feel what they were feeling first.
uh-huh.
Because it
That's
was
very
such a
important.
shock for everyone.
Mm.
Mhm.
And when did you decide to start? So now we have the 808 together, the online. It's an online class now. It's not a side thing. It's not like, oh, by the way, here are our side dishes. No, because 808 Studio is really focusing. This is what we do, online classes.
Yeah.
When did you make the decision and how did you come up with that?
I think it was a month after the quarantine, no? And we realized na, you know what, this is gonna take a while. And more than, naman our anthem, right, Anton? Maybe you can read it to everyone after the, our anthem, we were like, this is the best time to actually live our anthem and our mission of spreading joy through dance and fitness. Like there's no better time to share this with the world than now. And we'll do it din naman sooner. So better do it sooner than later. Yeah.
As much as there were so many negative things going on, we felt like people needed that like happiness in their lives, that like source of joy.
Yeah.
And we really believed that 808 could provide that. So that's why.
So, and that's actually connected to one of the, you guys kind of answered it then, but then if you guys could elaborate, because the business of 808 is, it thrives on the social aspect. You were talking about this a while ago, pa na you're building a community, giving that avenue for people to be comfortable to dance. How do you still achieve that even if we aren't seeing each other physically? Like everything is just literally through a screen. So how do you parang still make that a top priority, the social aspect of the business?
Well, I feel like Zoom isn't perfect, but it's provided as an avenue for people to really communicate and create relationships with each other. Even with students, even with our regulars now, some people who never wanted to turn on their cameras, now
Yeah.
they super love doing it, right? Like
Yeah.
people who started taking our classes a week ago, now when we spotlight the camera on them, they're like super smiling and they're super happy about it. And then even with their 808 special classes, when instructors ask them to perform at the end, it makes them super happy. So I think that really provides the whole community feel to it. And also, actually, we've been using the chat box a lot on Zoom, right? Just like hyping people up, like, cheering for a lot of people, different people. So,
it's a lot harder though, to be honest.
For
like
sure.
10 times harder to build a community online than in person. But I think one of the reasons also why we chose Zoom, because in the beginning we were kind of debating, will we do like IG Live?
IG Live, I remember. IG Live or something like that.
Yeah, but we settled with Zoom because we knew we wanted to see everyone dancing. Ayaw naman natin na it's just the instructor there performing, right? Like we want all the students to see each other while they dance. Yeah.
And I know that it's not the best. Like there's still not gonna be a perfect substitution to getting to actually dance with someone in person, seeing them like gets real time. But I think with what we have now, I think you guys, this is the perfect example of made the most out of what you had. Like life dealt you guys a really, really, really bad hand, but then you still played it to the best of your abilities. And now looking forward, what direction do you see 808 taking in the foreseeable future?
Well, for sure, we want to keep growing our community. Just to go back to what we were discussing a while ago, I think what I'm most proud about with this team is that, because other studios who moved online, they have existing communities already, right? They have more than one studio. Some have like multiple studios. But for a studio like ours, who's had to create a community from scratch online, I mean, that's pretty amazing to me. And I think that's really the focus of 808 moving forward. And it's going to be online for the foreseeable future, I believe, It's really the new normal. But
Something I wanna how do I say this? Focus on, how we said nga, it's not the Zoom isn't the perfect, way to be with each other, but then it still has some things that dancing in the studio wouldn't provide. Like for example, the physical space. Now on average, like at the classes I've taught and the ones I would join of the other instructors, there are always like almost 30 or even more than 30. And if it were in a dance studio, medyo masikip na yun. Like you're really gonna feel na masikip siya. And another one is that there are people who I'm sure, I haven't gotten to like talk to the students and ask them, but I know that there are people who kind of want to try things out, whether it's 808 or something else. But then, you have to go through traffic. You have to park in podium. You have to, you have to really get your butt there.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother struggle compared to now. All you have to do is click a link. So even if okay, we're gonna do it in Zoom, but at least there are still these good things, diba?
And we have people from other countries like Singapore,
Oh really?
America, like California, France was somewhere in
Yep.
Europe. Yeah, just like different countries.
Yeah.
They see us on Instagram and like kids joining 808 kids from California. So it's super crazy.
These aren't your friends that you've met in
Oh,
your
they're friends people.
many schools, no?
They just messaged on Instagram. We're so happy to have you. Like super exciting to have you guys.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Okay, that's really good to hear. And
what Zoom has provided actually, because in studio, like some people have, like when they were telling me before, they were too intimidated to try it, like going to a physical space. But because of Zoom and you have an option to turn your camera on or off, we see like a wider age range of people joining. So like for 808 together, actually, even the past week, we've had like teenagers to like 70-year-olds joining 808 together. So it's like a very wide range and like families doing it together. So
yeah, my parents look for it na. As in they look for a few days ago I took Ken's class and I just told my parents like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna take Ken's class, and my mom was like, oh, okay, sige, sama ako. So okay, so I see the effect, and my parents love to dance, but then like what you said. They're not the type to take dance classes. So, as we conclude this amazing conversation we've had, could you guys each give your tips to people? Kasi it's something very it's something very unique and special to be able to rise from a situation like this. And yung nga, like I was saying when we started this, before we even started recording, there are a lot of lessons to be learned that can be applied outside of business. So what advice could you give to people na when they look around at their situation, parang walang hope na talaga, but then, from you guys, just your example, no, you were able to find a way to still get small. You still got the job done, even if it looks like a different job na.
Yeah, that's sweet, Anton. That's super sweet to hear. I guess for me, it's always, I think the term in business now is pivoting. That's the main term now. No? You pivot your business to a model that works. Like for the food business, like we really decided, we have to go retail and online now.
Online, yeah.
Because our clients, the restaurants, our clients are mostly closed for this time being. For 808, it's the same. It's more, how do we? Well, I just push every day. That's my main. That's my motto. If I have a motto in life, it's really you just do your best every day. You push every day. You do the work every day, with the best intentions, of course, and things will happen for you. That's how I look at it. And for 808, like it's really one of the best ways to inspire people now, I feel, is the platform of 808. The platform that we have, like you guys as instructors, and we as, the people managing, like we feel that we are able to touch lives and inspire through 808. And that's really, honestly, that saved me during quarantine. Now, that feeling that, I'm actually helping people. Yeah, I'm making their lives better, their days better somehow. Like, yeah.
It's nice. Before I ask for Pia's advice, naman, her take. I like that when you said that your motto is every day you just push. Kasi at the end of the day, parang there are things out of our control, but what's in our control is like the effort we put in, the decisions we make, what we do every day. And I mean, so far I would say so far so good, at least. Kasi yung nga tama nga, it is making a change na I feel that pa rin eh. That's one of the things that I was sad about na we weren't gonna get to do in the studio. Kasi I've reached that point na parang every class kasi I take, I'm gonna get tired, but iba yung masaya yung katawan ko. Like the endorphins from that is different. I don't know, for some reason it's different from just like we have weights at home. Then I would work out naman sometimes with my brother. Like that has its different endorphins, but in this one iba pa rin. And even if it's not 100% the same, I would say it's pretty close to that one. Oh, Pia, what's your advice naman?
Well, for me, I feel like the past few months, I mean, there are times it's been difficult, right, in terms of 808, but I feel like that's why what your brand stands for is really, really important. And as in 808, we always say we're all about good vibes, second tries, and best lives, right? I mean, that second tries aspect talaga has become the most important thing the past few months, right? Like
more than we expected.
More than we expected, right? Like whenever I read that, I'm like, it really pushes me to work even harder in growing this community. And obviously, I think the past few months also with me and Dot, I think the team has really inspired us because we have 14 instructors and 7 who have careers in more like the performing arts, like dancers and fitness instructors. So just to really work on keeping the team together has been really, really, really important to us. And that's been a source of inspiration as well. So, yeah.
And I really like then, just to add again, I'm not making sip just because you guys are my bosses. But then, I like that you guys focus on the people. Kasi, and not just the people, but then yung every aspect of the business, parang may sagot, like it's taken care of. Kasi, I don't know much about running a business, but then I had that confidence na parang what about the marketing, diba? Or how about who's gonna run the studio, or who's gonna do this, do that? Parang it's kaya nila yan. Parang I always had that feeling na if there's bahaga na si Batman, it's like Pia and Dot Pia dyan. Like, medyo alam na nila, medyo alam na nila yan. So yun, thank you again very much for your time, of course, for the podcast today.
Thank you.
For sharing your story, sharing the challenges you went through. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna pick up one thing or two. And again, as part of the team, thank you very much. Now we're still pushing through with this. And yun nga, it is something that we kind of need during the pandemic. And I would say, like to be honest also, I've said this since day one. If there's another source of revenue or income for me, especially now because there are no more live events, like I am hosting nothing, then I will welcome it and I will gladly accept it with open arms. So thank you very much, guys. Do you have any last thing to add before we conclude this wonderful episode?
Well, I think last thing to add, for June, we are celebrating Pride Month, right? So I think especially with what's going on in the world right now, it's important for us to really state what we stand for. And we really welcome everyone to the studio. I think if you read our anthem, that's really evident. And so, this June is really about celebrating everyone, welcoming everyone to our community. So we have a lot of things in store for people who are interested.
Take Anton's classes, you guys.
Yes.
His classes are the bomb.
Yes.
Thank you.
The funniest classes.
The funniest classes as well.
Thank you. And last na pala, where could people follow 808? Where can they find more information if they want to take a class, if they want to know more about it? Where do they go?
So to check the schedule and book classes, you can go to www.808studio.ph. Or you can go on Instagram and follow 808studioph.
Why is Dot laughing?
W.
Go promotional. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
now.
of course. Like, people have to know also about it.
Yeah.
So yun, there we go. Thank you very much
you,
to Pia and Dot.
Anton.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you for your stories. And hopefully, we're gonna get to have another episode, and we'll be talking about a different story, not anymore just about how did you
Open the studio again.
Yeah, it's gonna be how did you still survive after the pandemic and all of that. Prayers are with you, all my support is with you, and love you guys. Thank you very much.
Love you, Anton. Thank you.
Love you.
The Mom and Son podcast comes out every Tuesday, 7 a.m. and can be streamed on Spotify, YouTube, Buzzsprout.com, Apple iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Join us every week for your weekly dose of family, finance, passions, and everything in between. We want to know what you think. Email us at antonfausto@gmail.com and join the conversation.